Enlightenment has become a very popular word in today's culture. We need to understand this because there is a lot of confusion surrounding this word. All the Vedic traditions and all the old traditions were talking about this concept of enlightenment with different words. In the school of yoga, the word used is called Kaivalyam. This is what they use to refer to this topic called enlightenment. What does that mean? The goal of yoga, if you understand at the highest level, is to free us from all kinds of suffering. Be it physical suffering, be it psychological suffering, be it emotional suffering, or ultimately spiritual suffering. Now, when we are burdened with suffering, we become very heavy and we kind of sink physically, emotionally, as well as spiritually. We become very heavy and we feel heavy. Not necessarily literally, but more metaphorically. So, what yoga is saying is, if we are trapped by suffering of any kind, we will not be able to move forward in our life with our purpose. So, if we free ourselves from suffering in such a manner that we are not trapped by it, we become lighter and are able to move forward. And yoga says that the only way to free ourselves from suffering is to connect with that source of light, the divine light that is shining brightly in our heart. Yoga calls it the Purusha. When we connect with the Purusha and realize its true meaning and potential, and most importantly its purpose, we will be able to understand that all the other suffering are coming basically because of ego, fear, or other forms of identification. So what yoga is telling us is to inquire into the role of our consciousness, the divine light in our heart, and realize that consciousness and act in a manner that is consistent to our consciousness, so that we are not burdened by suffering. Enlightenment certainly does not mean running away from our problems and hiding in a cave or in an ashram somewhere in the mountains. Actually, yoga teaches us that we can live an enlightened life through our daily actions, both the mundane actions as well as our non-mundane actions, if we are able to connect to the light in our heart and move from there. This is how yoga would like to call enlightenment, a way in which we are moving on the path of our daily life towards our ultimate purpose and potential from a place of the light in the heart and not from the place of the suffering that burdens all of us. Namaste.